I absolutely love this question because if you don't know, I went on a crazy dating journey this last year. Pretty much went on 1 date a week for a good portion of this year. And my credentials for this is that I now have a boyfriend. And the number one advice I could give you is to find a way to make it fun.
That's nothing to be proud of, Rusty.
Well, that was quick. You've already proven that you're damaged goods long before you even got to your worthless advice, and I have to admit, I'm almost impressed. Woman, if you find yourself dating a large number of men, and I'm using that term loosely, mind you, then all you've done is either prove that you have unreasonably high standards, you're incredibly boring and dull to be around, or most likely both. Now, you might think this plan of yours worked because it ended with you getting a boyfriend, which is again a term I'm using loosely, but that really doesn't mean a thing. You weren't dating to find a guy. You were dating for the sake of dating, and it's somehow, through some act of the intergalactic space god Quoblachord, all hail, it ended up with you getting a quote-unquote boyfriend. Well, congratulations! You netted yourself a simp who wasn't bothered by the notion that you passed yourself around like a bag of Oreos to over 20 men in a 52-week period. And that's not a good thing for you, or the poor bastard who settled for you.
I dreaded dating. I hated it. I would get so anxious. I would just like this feeling of dread would come up every time I had a date planned. Like truly avoided it at all costs. And then every time I was like, oh, why am I single? My friends would be like, babe, you're not even going on dates. So the way my friend and I made it fun is we decided to do what ended up being kind of like a dating series bit. We set a goal of 1 date a week, and we tracked all of them in an Excel sheet. And that Excel sheet included like who it was, how we met. We rated them on an attractiveness and personality scale. Did he pay? Did you pay? Did you kiss? Did you hook up? What are your notes? Would you see him again? All of that stuff. Which really seems shallow when I just like put it like that, but quite honestly, it's what made it fun. Took away all of the pressure of dating and all of the anxiety that a lot of us build around it, and just a lot of the expectation. Like I started seeing it as like, hey, this is fun. I'm meeting people, I'm putting myself out there, I'm having sometimes great conversations, sometimes crazy stories to bring back to my friends.
That is the worst idea I've ever heard in my life, Tom.
Yes, it's horrible. This idea.
I'm assuming that because I actually have a life, I'm failing to see how using a spreadsheet can be fun at all. I once heard about a group of scientists who made it their mission to find ways to make Excel spreadsheets fun, and they lasted about 2.5 minutes before giving up on the entire process and then rethinking their lives. Rumor has it they all quit science and got jobs working at various car washes across the state of Wyoming. So why do you think logging that kind of stuff on a spreadsheet could be fun at all? Just sounds kind of tedious for you and very degrading for the guy. And logging in whether or not the two of you bone sounds kind of stupid. Assuming your simp boyfriend is actually real and not battery operated, you're leaving a paper trail for him to find out how many dudes played with your gunky demon chamber of unrelenting torment. And you shared this information with your best friend, which is a massive violation of trust, by the way. But if we're being serious, I can't be surprised. This is a woman who thinks using the patron software of human resource harlots is somehow magically fun.
And if you want to take it up a notch, I would also go on dates with my best friend at the same place at the same time and not tell our dates. And that was a lot of a safety thing, just knowing that like your girl is also in the room, and if you got a dip, there's someone there to help you do that. But that also took away some of the anxiety and made it more fun, where it was just like we'd meet halfway in the bathroom and be like, okay, do we like him? What's going on? Just like the whole thing made it more fun. So get out there, go date, and find a way to make it fun.
No! No, 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 no! No! No, 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 no! No! Not this f***ing time! No f***ing way! No f***ing way! No f***ing way! No f***ing way!
Is it just me, or does this sound like a plot to a terrible episode of a 90s sitcom? Because I feel like I've seen this one before. I can just hear the forced laugh track as the both of you sneak off into the bathroom to joke around about your dates, only for one of them to find out and then leave you because they're so disgusted with the idea that you're using them for fodder in your crappy dating experiment. It sounds to me like you became more focused on adding more content onto your dating spreadsheet than you were trying to find a man of substance, which is kind of weird considering that you are actually having more fun with a damn spreadsheet than you were getting to know new people. I can't let this one go. I can't get over it. Who has fun with spreadsheets? You have to be a particular flavor of bland for you to actually think that spreadsheets are a form of entertainment. You know what? Now that I'm giving it more thought, I can actually see why it took you so many dates to find a guy. And that's because
you're boring! You fucking doll! You have nothing to say! You are a one-hived mind twat waffle!
Quick bathroom rant for you guys. Yeah, we're gonna close the door for this one. Where are all of the men who know how to carry a conversation? Because you know what I mean. Where are all the men that whatever his end goal is? That's not what I'm talking about. I'm just talking about a man who can actually carry a conversation. Because I don't know. I don't know.
Oh man, I totally spaced out again, didn't I? So all of the avid male conversationalists were hanging out at Skeeter's place last night, so you gotta hear this. Skeeter knows a guy whose roommates was bros with a dude who was able to sell Skeeter a shipping container full of wholesale high-quality smoking jackets at a discount. So to celebrate, Skeeter invited all of us conversational connoisseurs over to his study for an evening of smoking jackets, pipe tobacco, cigars, and fine brandy. The subject of these discussions went all the way from the Meditations by Marcus Aurelius to the fact that Mira Reed was most likely Ashara Dane's daughter, to the economic futures of Micronesia, as well as the profound philosophical context to the plot of Final Fantasy VI. Because you know it was Skeeter, we ended that evening the only way we knew how, with a massive golf cart destruction derby. And trust me, sister, the conversations we were having while relentlessly crashing into each other with golf carts was nothing short of profound.
It's really simple, right? I ask you a question, you ask me questions, we have conversation. I'll even give you the question, maybe just add in how about you to the end of it, instead of just giving me even more information about yourself. What am I supposed to do with LOL? I know, right? I'm so glad we're on the same page. Emoji, emoji, emoji. Just because emojis take up more space on the text thread doesn't mean they hold more weight. It doesn't.
Wow, that's fantastic work, man. You have the wisdom of a 6,000 or 7,000-year-old man. That's fantastic. We don't have to fill up the whole blackboard after all.
Well, that advice would be all well and good if it wasn't for a slight problem. And that slight problem is that you're trying to have a conversation with a guy via text. And that doesn't really work for a number of reasons. Modern women can't conversate in general, let alone in text format. There's long pauses, one-word responses, and grammatical errors that most first graders would know better than to make. And after dealing with that from countless women, what makes you think that a man is going to want to put in any effort into a text-based conversation until he knows that woman can actually spell the word tarp without screwing it up? If you actually want to have a full-on conversation with questions and answers, call the guy, or better yet, meet up with him. Do something. Put forth some effort and you'll see that the end results will be better. But then you'll be expecting the guy to buy you dinner, and judging from your condescending demeanor, you'll probably be about as fun to talk to as a drunken accountant 2 days after the start of tax season.
If you know where to find these men, let me know, because so far I haven't found one. You know what I mean? Also let me know, and please give me their best non-response response, because so far mine is the emojis. That's not a response. Just like my message at that point. Thank you for joining my bathroom rant. There will be more.
No, that's not necessary.
Lady, I know it's hard for you to believe, but a lot of men actually do enjoy a good conversation. The only problem is that it's kind of hard to have a conversation with a woman who replies with one-word answers, emojis, and abbreviations for most of her replies. That's why a lot of men are turned off by texting now. Why should a man invest that much energy into typing up responses when 8 times out of 10, he'll have to wait an hour and a half to get a 2-word response, and generally speaking, those 2 words are practically a thesis statement compared to what he normally gets from the typical woman. Sorry, lady, but if you actually want a deep conversation with a self-respecting man, you're gonna have to do little more than just rant from your bathroom. But then again, I'd be frightened if you were capable of such a feat.
Men will get mad when a woman brings up something that they did in the past, and they'll say, oh, I thought we were past this already, even if it just happened the night before. One of the many reasons that a woman wouldn't already be over it is that, according to science, women recall emotional events better than men. We experience the emotion of that memory the same way that we did when it first happened. Men are not wired to do that. So the man recalls the event, but not the emotional experience of it. So when you bring it up, they think you're doing it just as a punishment to them. They don't understand that you're actually still experiencing that feeling. Before you tell your woman that she should be over it, remember that she's experiencing this event as if it just happened.
Who are you talking at?
Ah, fellow scientician, huh? Well, you will be interested in knowing that according to science, world governments need to pay me a regular stipend of 4 kilos of gold, 3 barrels of cornmeal, and 9 pounds of A5 Wagyu steak every day in order to keep the sun from completely burning away the world's supply of saltine crackers. See, I can make up garbage science too. What you're talking about though isn't science. You're talking about justifying an abusive manipulation tactic that women use to emasculate men in petty attempts to win arguments. That is why men will typically try to take the high road and look at these incidents with logic to try and neutralize whatever emotions are there to resolve the problem peacefully and move on with life. So when they say, I thought we were past this, it's only because, logically speaking, they see the issue has been resolved. But you strike me as the type of woman who likes to justify and enable toxic behavior, mainly because your life is completely miserable and empty and you want everyone around you to be miserable as well. So let's see what else you got.
As a woman, if you have a feeling that your man is being unfaithful to you in any way, then you are probably right. Women have told me that they've even had a dream about what their man was doing behind their back, and they were completely right. We are literally psychic, and that is proven by science. We always get this gut feeling, but you think maybe you're being crazy, but psychologically, men are only using one side of the brain at a time. A woman is using the logical side and the intuitive side. And a woman can read nonverbal cues much better than a man can. So we can tell when someone is lying. If you have a gut instinct, it is for a reason.
What the hell are you talking about? Who are you talking to?
No, women are not literally psychic. You need to look that word up in the dictionary, and no, a dictionary isn't a marital aid. If women were literally psychic, then every single police force, federal agency, and judicial system would be employed entirely with psychic women that can read the minds of criminals to prove whether or not they committed crimes, and then I would be out of a job, and you wouldn't be able to use the patriarchy to justify your already terribly irresponsible behavior. What you meant to say was that women operate purely on emotion, and insecure women need to create as much needless drama as possible in order to feel something in their meaningless lives. So they'll be furious with their man if she dreams that he cheated on her, and she'll also assume that he's cheating on her because he had an extra scoop of chocolate ice cream after supper, and she'll figure that because he's blinking half as much as he normally does, then he's plotting to cheat on her. And even when I use your nonsense logic, I've already proven that nothing you said to your imaginary friend makes any sense at all.
Your man is not sharing his location with you. He's being sneaky. Where are you going that your girl can't know? What is your excuse exactly for why you can't give it to her? Do not tell me that it's for privacy. You're not going on top secret government missions. You're going to the gym, you're going to work, or you're going to your ex-girlfriend's house. If you have nothing to hide, share your location. I can't imagine being in a committed relationship and not being able to see where that person is. A man that refuses to share his location is not ready for a relationship.
Wrong!
No, sorry sister, you gotta reverse that. If you're telling women that the only acceptable behavior for a woman to have in a relationship is to act like she's the head of the secret police for a communist dictatorship, then maybe you're not the one that's ready for a relationship. Now I know this doesn't make sense. After all, you did spend the last 3 decades habitually huffing nail polish remover, but if you're so insecure to the point where you need to have complete knowledge of where your boyfriend is at all times, then maybe you're the problem. Go ahead and flip the script. What if it was the boyfriend who demanded your location data? Then all of a sudden he's a controlling narcissist who's trying to destroy the planet with his toxic patriarchy of narcissistic narcissism. So if you ask me, it's time to take the donut out of your mouth and put some money there. In the next decade, when you finally get into another situationship, offer that guy your location data. Oh wait, what's that? That's invasive of your own privacy? Well, what's the problem? You said it yourself, woman. If you got nothing to hide, you got nothing to worry about. And that is going to do it for today's video, gentlemen and gents. As always, if you find that my particular brand of comedy is bringing you to the brink of laughter, then why don't you scroll on down and click that like and subscribe button and ring the notification bell, leave a comment or a dozen, and let's give the good old-fashioned middle finger to the YouTube algorithm. You guys are some of the best damn subs in the face of the universe. Thank you so much for checking out the new video, and until next time, peace out, homies.